In this morning's Business Insight, Cincinnati voters will decide on November 3rd whether to increase their property taxes by $1 million to fund the city's park system. The property tax increase will cost the owner of a $200,000 home an additional $70 per year. Mayor John Cranley is leading the effort to pass the tax increase, citing the stark funding decreases experienced by the park system in recent years. Over the last 12 to 15 years, the park's capital budget has been slashed roughly in half, from a high of $4 million, according to the mayor. Our format does not allow for a formal debate, but we wanted you to hear from both sides of this issue. Business Courier editor Rob Dahlmeyer is in the studio with Don Mooney, who is against the levy, and Brewster Rhodes, who supports the levy. Gentlemen.
Peg, thanks very much, and Brewster and Don, thanks so much for being here. Let's get right at it. Brewster, why are you in favor of the parks levy?
Well, I'm passionate about this levy and about our Cincinnati parks. We're blessed here to have one of the top-rated park systems in the entire country, ranked number 3 actually by the Trust for Public Land for urban parks in America. We have 75 parks, 34 nature preserves, 5,000 acres of parkland managed by the Cincinnati Parks. It's an outstanding network of neighborhood-based and regional parks that really provide vitality, opportunities for health and exercise, for mental health, relaxation, for habitat, for wildlife, for trees to clean our air. So we are blessed with a wonderful park system managed by an outstanding director, Willie Carden. Yeah. So I want to see our parks supported and enhanced, and this levy will do that. Issue 22 will put money permanently into the park board to be able to manage, to maintain those parks, and as importantly, to enhance them in ways that will help improve economic development and vitality at neighborhood level, but also create a world-class system of off-road hike and bike trails connecting all of our neighborhoods from Mount Washington to Sailor Park.
How can anyone possibly not want all these wonderful things?
That's what I'm asking.
I'm all in favor of parks, and Brewster and I usually agree on just about everything. But here's where I have a problem with it. When you read the fine print of the charter amendment that's going to be adopted or rejected by voters in November, it gives to one politician the power to, basically a big cookie jar filled with about $80 million to spend as he sees fit. And although the language says he submits the budget to the park board for its approval, it also says the park board can't change it a lick unless he agrees. So you're essentially giving one politician who is already running for re-election and raising money to do that $80 million of the public funds. He's going to borrow the money. We'll be paying it back over 30 years. And quite frankly, I don't trust his judgment when it comes to park, and I'll tell you why. Last time he was running for office, he referred to Burnett Woods, which is my neighborhood's parks. He says, it's creepy, there are too many trees. So if you want more chainsaws let loose on our parks, then support this. But I would say, let's go back to the drawing board, come up with a proposal that funds the parks, but gives the park board, who are charter trusts to make these decisions, the power to decide how the money is spent with the involvement of council, not just one politician.
Well, I appreciate Don's point of view on this, but separate from how you feel or think about John Cranley, the mayor, this issue is absolutely essential, I believe. Now, keep this in mind. The park board are not pansies. They have a master plan adopted by the city council that they are working on to implement, and they're going to work hard to make sure that additional dollars are spent where they're actually really needed. And secondly, the city council still has to approve the issuance of the bonds. So it's not like there is no opportunity for the public through the city council to weigh in on what happens with this initiative. But I think it's absolutely, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to improve and enhance our parks, and especially to build this world-class trail system, which is key to attracting and retaining talented employees that we need to work here for our companies in Cincinnati.
Well, let's end on this. What about what I mean, do you agree that it's maybe a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity?
No, because next year we could have a ballot issue that I think council would support that would say we're going to raise this amount of money, but the park board gets to decide how the money is spent, not one politician. There are some other weird things in this ballot. They've rolled out in the paper how they're going to spend the money. And as much as I like James Brown, the old 60s soul singer, millions of dollars are going to go to some sort of James Brown building, which seems to have nothing to do with parks. So I think people have to look at this closely. I can't imagine the park board would be spending money on that type of a facility if they had the real right to decide how this money's spent.
But let's keep in mind that when the dynamics of politics, if an issue is on the ballot and it goes down, the chances of that coming back before the voters are very slim. Think about Metro Moves. 12 years ago, nobody's talking about bringing a ballot issue back for light rail in Cincinnati because Metro Moves died. So sticking a knife in the heart of this levy is going to, I think, kill the opportunity to pass an initiative to provide a permanent stream of funding to preserve and protect and enhance our parks and trails.
Well, you guys are very effective communicators because now I don't know how I feel. How about that? No, thank you both very much. We'll see what the turnout is like in November. There aren't a ton of issues, but we're hoping that everybody goes out and makes their choice on this, what we all agree is a very important issue. So.